Hello YouTube! So today's video is about a new series of Eldarya. So Eldarya is a game that was made by the same creator as Candy Love. So I wanted to record Candy Love today, but it didn't let me for some reason. So I was like, why not play another game? So let's play. Welcome to Eldarya, episode 1. I've always liked walking in this forest. I'm gonna remove that. Sorry. I've always liked walking in this forest. When I was younger, I thought this place to be the most beautiful, peaceful place in the world. A place where I could go when I wanted to be alone. To be honest, that was exactly what I needed. My studies were almost complete and I would soon have to join the working world. New codes, new rules, and a lot of responsibility. As usual, I was observing the nature around me to forget what I would have to deal with soon enough. At that moment, I noticed a bunch of mushrooms. They were of a variety I've never seen. Curious, I went towards them to get a closer look. They had grown into the shape of a perfect circle, and the grass in the center of the circle looked fresher than the grass I had walked up until now. As soon as I placed my foot in the circle, lightning bugs appeared and started flying around me. Whoa, what's going on? I blinked my eyes several times in order to adapt to the blinding light. I could just barely make out a few forms and colors that were around me. However, the forest had disappeared and I found myself in an environment quite unlike anything I had ever seen before. Oh my gosh, where am I? I took the time to look around the immense room to try and find an explanation. Then I set my eyes on the giant crystal that was on a pedestal in the middle of the room. Quite difficult words. It's beautiful. As if hypnotized by its glow, I walked towards the crystal to touch it. You have just unlocked an illustration. You can find all the illustrations you win, as well as information about the inhabitants of Eldarya in your library. Hey, who are you? How did you get in here? I turned around, surprised. Answer my question. Are you a Templar? Perhaps you are a Freemason? Wait a minute, I don't understand anything you're saying. Answer me. Oh my gosh, how did she make that blue flame? I was in the forest, I was walking, and there was a light. Suddenly there was a loud noise. Bam. What's going on now? How should I know? Just got here. Jamin, you know the procedure. Do what needs to be done. We'll take care of this later. I'm going to see what's going on. The procedure? What procedure? The sort of fox girl walked away in a hurry without another word. A wall then appeared right in front of me, blocking my view. A wall, or rather a torso. I looked up to see the rest of the giant. He was at least 2 heads taller than me. How did I miss such a monstrous presence in the room before now? Grrr. He must be the Jamin that girl was just talking to. He had the head of a pig, or a warthog? I'm not sure. In any case, he had more muscles than a wrestler. Without warning, he grabbed my wrist to take me out of the room. Hey, gentle, you're hurting me. Grumph. Let go of me. I struggled to get away while I felt a sharp pain in my forearm. I finally gave up. We passed through several rooms before arriving in a place with no windows that was very dark. It was a giant staircase that seemed to never end. Where are you taking me? Grrr. Answer me. My question remained unanswered. We continued down the flight of stairs. My legs were like jelly. I raised my head to look around, then the beast threw me in a cell. Not move. Huh? Wait, you aren't going to leave me here, are you? Miko say not move. But I'm not going to stay here. This isn't funny, come back. Please. The little optimist I had left quickly disappeared. Even if I didn't know where I was, I knew I wasn't at home. I was a prisoner, locked in a very dark and gloomy place. Just when I started to think that things couldn't get worse, a shadow appeared in the water in front of me. Suddenly I got a goosebump. Someone or something was looking at me. Slowly I backed up until I was pressed up against the back of my cell. Was I going to be this monster's snack? Thankfully, the creature didn't seem to want to come any closer and dove back into the water. Trembling, I let myself fall against the cold iron of the cell. I began to hope that I was in a nightmare from which I would soon wake up, but the pain in my arm brought me back to reality and made me realize that this was all too real. It only took a few minutes for my head to fill with horrible thoughts. I started panicking as I imagined the worst case scenarios. Oh my gosh, what am I going to happen to me? What is going to happen to me, sorry. You have just finished the episode Welcome to Eldarya. To continue your adventure, go to the episodes page. You can find all the episodes and start a replay if you want to play one of them. Finish the episode. Okay, it was only one episode, so I think this video is going to contain the two first episodes. So, First Steps, Episode 2. I had no idea how much time I had actually gone by since Jamin had locked me up in here, but I felt like it had been hours, maybe even a whole day. As my thoughts got darker and darker, I could feel the tears forming in my eyes. At that moment, I heard keys jingling not too far from me. Click. Surprised, I looked up to see where the noise was coming from. Someone had just opened the door to my cell. I guessed from their looks that it was a man. He had the mask and just stood in front of me without saying a word. Oddly enough, they were the least strange person I had met up until this point. Which is why I felt more reassured when they backed up to let me leave the cell. I can go? The man put his finger over his lips as if to tell me to stay silent. In a way, I figured he wasn't following Miko's orders. I nodded, too eager to leave this dark and sordid place. Someone was finally here to help me. I wasn't about to get him in trouble. I took a few steps outside my cell, then I looked around to look at for an eventual trap. When I turned around to thank the man that had freed me, he had disappeared. I was alone again and free to leave. Since I knew there was some sort of monster lurking in the waters, I knew that swimming was not an escape option. The only way I was going to be able to get out of here alive was to climb that never-ending flight of stairs. To get out of here, you will need to find a movement point. Move your mouse around the edges of the game screen area to scroll the background and find the colored icon. Alright. So it's that way. I already played the French version of the game, so I know a little bit how to do stuff. I know. Surprising. Great, you got out. In this episode, your dialogues are free. Starting in the next episode, you can continue your story thanks to your manas. Each day you will receive 50 manas for free. If you want more, you can complete a recharge via the menu or by clicking on your manas. So the manas are the little fuel here. Alright. I hadn't paid attention during my descent, but there was an area with water and strange flowers that I had never seen before. It was both beautiful and worrisome at the same time. Big stairs. I'm drenched in sweat from climbing all those steps. During your adventure, you will have to make several choices. Each decision you make will influence your future and the level of affection the other characters have for you. Choose wisely. Let's go to the left because you'll know why. I found myself in a long hallway. The colors here were warmer than any other area I've visited up until now. Lost in thoughts, I ran into someone and fell down. So much for being discreet. A man bent over towards me. You smell deliciously human. Is it already time for dinner? Don't touch me. Hey! I pushed him away before escaping in the direction I came from. And you go back here. Returning to the hall full of doors, I saw someone near the stairs. I hid immediately behind some pillars. I'm lucky. He didn't see me and he quickly exited the hall through the doors near the stairs. Gosh, I can't take one step without running into someone. Getting out of here is going to be harder than I thought. So it would be that way. Let's go to the kitchen. I ended up in another room that looked like a kitchen. Even though the thing that looked like a giant beehive didn't ring a bell, the shelves and the food on the table reassured me. Gurgle. My stomach started making noise. Shoot, I must have been locked up longer than I thought. I'm starving. I reached towards the bread when someone grabbed my wrist to stop me. What do we have here? Ah! A little hungry? Didn't anyone teach you that it's not right to steal? It's not what you think. The person standing in front of me was wearing white and had long blue hair, which slightly covered his long, pointy ears. Gosh, I wonder if I took a bite out of one of those mushrooms from the circle I walked into earlier. What are you doing here? No way, you again? Several people were following her, the two guys that had almost caught me earlier. What is going on here? This human got into the crystal room, and now here she is stealing our food. That's not true, I didn't steal anything. Then why was your hand so close to that piece of bread when I walked in? I wanted to take it, but I didn't have the time. I knew that she took the milk and bread that went missing. What milk? I never stole any milk. So you admit you took the bread? No, I wanted to, but actually a kid from the refuge took it. I already grounded him. I came to see you so that I could to tell you actually. That was a weirded phrase, weirdly. Oh, okay. I told you it wasn't me. However, the alchemy lab was vulgarized. Our dragon tear is missing. See you give us back that tear right away. A what dear? I don't have anything like that. I don't even know what that is. Put her back in the cell and this time make sure she stays there. Maybe she'll remember where she put the stolen items in there. No, I don't want to go back here. How many times do I have to tell you? How am I supposed to steal anything? I don't even know how I got here. Don't take that tone with me. She was going to say something, but the guy with the horn stopped her. Miko, please, we could at least listen to her, don't you think? As you like. Perfect, so tell us everything, you young lady. We are listening. Everyone was looking at me. It was intimidating. But my name is, I don't know what to say. I don't know where to start. Oh. She started tapping her foot impatiently. Just tell us how you got here. Oh, well. I just remembered that I was walking in the forest. I walked near some strange mushrooms that were arranged in a circle, and then these little lights appeared. Ever since then, I don't understand anything that's happened to me. It was surely a witch circle. A what? Wait, you appeared directly into the crystal room? Yes, when the light disappeared, that's where I ended up. But that's impossible. That room is protected. I don't think she's lying. Please, I don't want any trouble. I just want to go home. Unfortunately, that's impossible. Those circles only work in one direction. What? Jamin put her back in her cell. We'll get her when we are able to send her back to her world. Grr. Jamin walked towards me and was about to take my arm again. By reflex, I took several steps backward to get away from him. No way, I'm not going back there. Actually, how did you get out? Yeah, you say you don't know anything, but you were able to get out of that cell. Someone opened my cell door. A man, I think dressed in black, and he was wearing a mask. No way, we are wasting time with her, and if he's back here again. Jamin, come with me and we are going to search the grounds. I guess I'm not going back to that cell. And put her back in that cell. Oops, I spoke too soon. The guy with longer white hair left the room at the same time as Miko and Jamin. The guy with black hair started to leave, then turned toward me. Well, towards the person standing behind me. Hey, kiddo. The kid told me he hid the rations somewhere, but I haven't had time to look. You'll take care of it? Isn't that your responsibility? No way, that's not in my job description. He left the room looking thrilled. He didn't seem to pleasure the unicorn guy. I'm going to take inventory of the alchemy room. You never know, maybe the other things have disappeared. Is that alright with you, Caro? Yes, don't worry. So his name is Caro. Well, everyone else left, leaving just the two of us. Let's go to the cell. Will you follow me? No, I'm not saying it again. I'm not going back there. Come on, don't yell like that. I might have a solution. Oh really, what is it? If you help me find the rations that the kid took, Kimiko might change her mind about you and may just keep you out of the cell. Really, do you think so? Okay. Okay, so I think I'm gonna stop here for now. So see ya in the in the next episode. It's a bit abrupt, but I just noticed the timer. So, see ya!